Every other Friday in the Indiana Memorial Union, a funny thing happens. Full Frontal Comedy comes together to put on a comedy show. But this isn't anything like a normal comedy program. This is improv comedy.
Full Frontal is IU's longest running improv group.
We've been around for 15 years now.
We have shows every other Friday.
Listen, hey, stop being a bunch of knuckleheads!
There are two main types of improv comedy that the group practices, short form and long form.
Well, short form improv is, it's very similar to the show Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Little games that are like maybe 5 minutes long at the most.
Kind of gaggy games more, and long form is like doing scene work.
So it's more of, scene development and the improvisation of scenes and characters.
One scene should spark an idea for the next scene, which sparks the idea for the next scene, and they all kind of like domino off each other.
Using short form games in a long form is really effective. So like, you need to know both to be well-rounded.
Improv comedy takes more than just standing up and telling jokes. If you want to play this game, there are strict rules to follow. Players stay on track by keeping 3 things in mind. Never say no, accept and build in the scene, and especially, don't think.
One of the biggest rules of improv is agreement, because if you go on stage and you're like, oh, hey, Mr. Farmer Man, and then the other person comes on stage and they're like, you're not a farmer, like that totally just does not benefit the scene at all.
You can have this great scene where you're like, oh great, I have a great scene idea about gremlins. So I'm gonna walk on and somebody's gonna go, hey Jimmy, I see you brought your cheetah to school today. And you're like, oh, okay, now I'm Jimmy and I have a cheetah.
Always say yes. If someone's like, oh my gosh, your backpack's on fire. Hell yes, your backpack's on fire, and you're gonna work with it and it's gonna make the scene better.
See the brother and sister.
No one likes to watch a fight. No one likes to watch these boring, bickering scenes. They like to see stuff being creative.
Not only do you not say no, you accept, and you add on to it. And a scene can't go anywhere if you don't add.
So if I were to tell you, hey, nice hat, and you'd say, no, this isn't a hat, this is a bowling ball on my head, that's negating. One of the key fundamentals of improv is to accept and build. So you say, yeah, this is a hat, and I got it at the Cowboy Hat store.
Shivan, you have been complaining about my smoking for 4 years now. I get it, you don't like it.
You know me so well, Paulo.
Usually we go on stage with the mindset of, I have no idea what I'm about to say, and that's on purpose.
I live in the moment as much as I can.
If you're in a scene talking to somebody, it's literally like thought, it's right there. It's a stream of consciousness. Your internal monologue, you don't filter.
If I ever think about something and then I say it, I just know it didn't work out right, so I've just stopped thinking. Like, if I'm like, yeah, that'll be a really good thing to start with, or that'll be really funny, you just, game over.
You're thinking about everything you do, and you're not being authentic because you're catering to the audience.
When you play for the audience, then it can just get cheesy and you start talking about poop.
I think we get really honest and genuine in the scenes. You have to be, just because you go off, whatever comes to you, and people seeing that, it's going to be funny just because it's you bearing everything you got, and they realize that, and so even if it's stupid, which sometimes it is.
I think it's more fun for an audience too, because even in a scene where we might mess up something or say something incorrectly, since it's so real to them, it can sometimes be funnier.
It's all about reaction, and that's what we do at practice. We try to kind of just get the senses down. We're not practicing any scenes or anything like that. We're just getting the skill down so that we're kind of training ourselves to be able to not even think.
The name Full Frontal Comedy isn't just a joke. Sometimes the players do bear all on stage.
This first show, Kevin Lockery and I were naked together backstage.
I was a professor who came into his class completely naked, and Meg, my AI, was completely naked too.
We were both naked together back there for probably 10 minutes before the show started, and it was just like, so, you ready for the show?
She would be making inappropriate jokes to me, and I'd be making inappropriate jokes to her.
Kevin tried a few things, and I said no.
She's playing hard to get right now. I mean, eventually, but right now, she's got the upper hand right now, but the ball's in her court, so no pun intended.